I don't even know what I'm going to talk about today. There are many things on my mind. But one thing that's been on my mind constant is why do we as people say one thing and do another? I mean, this is a self-reflection time for me. I'm not sure whether it's because I'm getting older or because I have been coached and mentored for the last 9 years consistently, or whether, I don't know, but I'm self-reflecting quite a bit, and I just want to reflect on some lessons I have learned. I watch myself as I work. It's like I am above watching me do my work, watching me interact with patients, interact on the phone, doing a lot of things. And I am amazed at how easy it is to mimic someone else's behavior. What do I mean? A lot of times when you and I get into the presence of another person, we do not correctly estimate the power of a person's state. What do I mean? If you were neutral when you left home this morning and you get on the highway and you have a lot of drivers that are driving kind of rough, if you're neutral, you might tend to be swayed in the direction that they are going in terms of their attitude, their essence starts to rub off on you. But if you set intention before you left the house, then it wouldn't matter what happens while you're driving to work. Why do I say that? Today, I had an experience of being in the zone. Like I was interacting on a level that I've never interacted before. It was on a high level. When I say high, I mean high level. I had interactions with patients, and for some reason, what they said and what I saw were not in the same zone. And because I've been trained, I defer to what I've been trained to do. And as a result, I was able to get things done faster and better, to the amazement of the patients. Why am I bringing this up? Medicine is a science and is a practice. It's an art form. We seem to have lost the art form of medicine in our society these days. We seem to think that people are equivalent to equipment, that doctors are indispensable, that nurses are a dime a dozen, that nurse practitioners and APRNs and mid-levels are non-starters. Because the way we interact in medicine, we act as if only the brilliant can do medicine. Don't get me wrong. There is a place for brilliance in medicine. For instance, I don't know how to make a vaccine. I don't know how they did the research on how I'm supposed to treat a myocardial infarction, which is a heart attack. I don't know how they came about the protocols that helps me align my practice of medicine with the general consensus. But I do know one thing. Patients are people, and people are influenced by their nurture. That is who raised them, regardless of their ethnicity or culture. They are also influenced by the choices they have made since the time they were able to make a choice. and they're also influenced by their genetics. See, my superpower that I never recognized was I always listened to the nuances of a patient. I listened to the things not said. Because when you're having conversation with a person, conversation is not about what is being said. It's about the things that are left unsaid. Matter of fact, the unspoken elephant things are the things that matter the most. Why am I bringing this up? There was a time in my life, as a young physician, very cocky. I thought I knew it all. I didn't listen to my patients, and I didn't know I wasn't even listening. I just thought I knew everything. And I fell flat on my face several times. And in humility and embarrassment, I had to learn that, wait a minute. The first thing I learned in medical school when we were doing our pre-med was the patient will tell you their diagnosis. Kai! The patient will tell me their diagnosis. I was like, really? They're a doctor? But you know something? People don't tell you their diagnosis. I once had a patient years ago, I will never forget. His heart rate was 240. His rhythm was in atrial fibrillation. And we all, when I say we all, the triad nurse, the nurses, myself, my colleagues, all of us were focused on his heart. Because your heart can kill you, right? But a young tech came to me and said, I think he said he has not peed in 3 days. But see, his heart was racing. You know, that was the flag, the flash. And I said, really? You sure? So I went back and I said, hello, remember me? Hey, doctor, oh, yeah. You haven't been in 3 days? He said, no, I haven't. But because he was a big guy, the bladder is hidden in the mass of what is his belly. So we did what is called a bladder scan, and lo and behold, he was full of pee. So we did what we do. We relieved him of that by putting a catheter. And right before my very eyes, this gentleman who had been battling his heart racing, boop, converted into normal sinus rhythm. I will never forget it. I always ask the patient a second time, is there anything else that I need to know? His heart went into a different rhythm because his body wanted to pee and he had a problem peeing. Come on now. I'm bringing it up because in medicine, it's not celebrated. Like, oh, so what? Big deal. Okay, you had that. Everybody wants to be in the flash, the big stuff. But let me tell you, people come with their own uniqueness, even though we're universal. Healthcare providers are universal and yet they're unique. Each of us has things that help us do our jobs well. Like I said in an earlier video and audio, if you know who you are and what motivates you, you will do your job better and enjoy your work. I am an I. That means on the disc, I am like inspirational, kind of noisy, kind of the life of the party. When I walk into a room, I walk with the presence, not of an arrogant person, but of a person who is sure of who she is. And doesn't matter if you like me or not, my idea is take a number. You're not going to be the first. And it's not out of arrogance. It's about an awareness that people are not supposed to like me. I'm not supposed to like anyone. I'm supposed to love people, which is a different thing. Love is an action verb. It's, you are able to serve a person, and as a result, you serve them regardless of any other emotion that you feel. That is love. Like my Bible says, God so loved, he gave. Love gives service. See, it's different. I don't like to do these videos consistently, but I want to serve in a different capacity. So I have to do the reps. I did not become a physician because I was brilliant. No, I went to school and did the prescribed requirements to become, period, end of story. If I didn't do the prescribed things, I would never be. Nobody becomes anything unless they do what is prescribed to become the thing. And nobody sustains anything unless they do the basics that brought them to where they are. I digress. But the reason I'm saying this is I truly believe that healthcare can be improved if the welfare of the healthcare providers is looked at in a different manner, as an art form, not as a science. Petri dishes, flasks, laboratories, they're essential to healthcare and medicine. But honey, they don't give the warmth of medicine. The doctors of old used to have what is called bedside manner. Unfortunately, either because most of our teachers are not adept in bedside manners, and maybe because we don't have a lot of religious organizations in healthcare like they used to be, we've lost that touch, that humanness. A lot of healthcare places used to have chaplains because we deal with a lot of emotional things. For instance, today, when I had a patient that we had a difficult time transferring to a higher facility, the moment we got acceptance, I kid you not, I, as the physician, every single nurse, the tech, everyone, we jumped like we got a Christmas gift, like we were in the Super Bowl, like we were watching the Razorbacks in Arkansas. We celebrated. In fact, when I went to the patient's room, his relative was like, I hope you're celebrating for us. And I said, oh, were we that noisy? And I said, yes, we're celebrating because we finally got acceptance. And there's a bed, and I can transfer you. And I'm so happy. And I laugh. Who does that? It made my day. I hugged every one of my team members. Not out of necessity, but out of gratitude. Because I recognize, and I said to each of them, I could never pull this on my own. The team that works together makes the dream work. I've been rambling for quite a bit, and I just want you to see that in healthcare, we need to explore more of bringing the strengths of our team to build up a stronger team. I depend on my team to be for me what I cannot be for myself. I take responsibility because that's my role. But I recognize the talents and the gifts in my team. And I encourage people to be patient advocates with me. And I can tell you, the lady who got the patient transferred exhibited extraordinary genius. And I applauded her for that. Even if it had failed, I would take responsibility because my role as the head of the healthcare team is not an ego thing. It's just what it is. Somebody has to take the whatever, like just the president of the United States. I really wish, no, I don't wish. I will continue to make videos until I get good enough to articulate my thoughts and my desires for a better and a more humane and caring health system, primarily for the providers, for the nurses, for all those who work in healthcare, because I believe you cannot give what you don't have. If healthcare workers are not acknowledged and celebrated every single day and build a community of learning, a community where people can learn to do things better, it's going to be rough because a lot of people are quitting medicine. If they quit medicine and quitting nursing and quitting all the healthcare things, that we're understaffed and overworked, each of us. It seems good if you're young, you can make more money, I guess, but then you're killing yourself as well. So, I hope my message is coming across. I really hope it is. I'm 62. I don't have the physical capacity, nor the emotional capacity to continue to work several hours like I've always done. I wish I did, but I know I don't. I would like to be a resource for you, for your team. Each of you has a physician, a dentist, mid-level provider, someone who takes care of your health. They need to have a community where we learn the practice and the humane sense, the essence, the joy of medicine again. My name is Folake Oluku, and I am an emergency medicine physician. I'm a coach, I'm a mom, I'm a YouTuber, and I got a podcast. If you like what I said, subscribe. And if you don't, unsubscribe. I only need people who want to be with me on this journey. It's not about me, because if it's about me, I don't need to do this video. I'll just keep working till I die. But I just want people not to make the same mistakes I've made in terms of not prioritizing their self-care. Learning to prioritize mine. Like, for instance, I'm walking 10,000 steps and it's a pain, but I'm doing it. Thank you. Good night.